Welcome to the session on renewing the mind, transforming our thoughts, healing emotions, and building resilience. By the end of this session, you will be able to understand and apply cognitive restructuring to identify and challenge negative thought patterns, replacing them with empowering truth-based beliefs using tools like the ABCDE model and the Iceberg model. Then secondly, you will be able to recognize emotional triggers and distorted thinking by reflecting on past experiences with the life map and the feelings wheel, fostering self-awareness and emotional resilience. And then you will be able to reframe limiting beliefs and heal past wounds through inner child healing techniques, affirmations, and neuroplasticity principles to rewire your brain for growth and positivity. And then lastly, you will be able to develop a resilient, growth-oriented mindset by practicing self-compassion, reinforcing empowering beliefs, and utilizing practical exercises like journaling and the photo technique to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your true self. This session provides the tools and insights to transform your mindset, heal emotional wounds, and approach life with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Imagine your mind as a dense, uncharted forest like this picture, shaped by experiences, beliefs, and emotions. Many of us navigate life on autopilot, guided by ingrained thought patterns we rarely question. But you are not bound by them. Cognitive restructuring is key to breaking free. By examining your beliefs, challenging limiting narratives, and harnessing the brain's ability to rewire itself, you can reshape your mindset and take control of your life. This session will guide you through self-awareness, reframing negative thoughts, and building empowering truths, as we said. So when we talk about the self, we're referring to three main components: how we think, how we feel, and how we act. These are the three building blocks of who we are. Thinking isn't just about having ideas. It's also about understanding why we think the way we do and being open to different viewpoints. Listening without jumping to conclusions is a crucial part of this process. It's about being curious and questioning what we and others believe to be true. So what is cognitive restructuring? Also known as reframing or renewing of the mind. And it helps people identify and change negative and unhealthy thinking patterns. It aligns with the biblical principle of renewing your mind, choosing thoughts that align with the truth rather than being led by distorted perceptions or worldly influences. Everyone faces difficulties, challenges, or negative emotions at some point in life, and these struggles can shape the way we think, feel, and behave. And while negative thoughts are natural, repetitive patterns of distorted thinking can significantly impact mental well-being, decision-making, and relationships. So by renewing the mind, it allows us to shift our perspective and see situations through a truthful, balanced lens rather than through fear-based distortions. Cognitive restructuring is not about denying reality, but about choosing to interpret reality in a way that leads to wisdom, resilience, and growth. Cognitive restructuring was first developed by psychologist Aaron Beck in the 1970s, following Albert Ellis's work in the 1950s on rational emotive behavioral therapy. It offers a structured way to reflect on and challenge automatic thoughts, replacing them with more balanced, truthful, and constructive perspectives. Here's an example of cognitive restructuring in action. Michael has just handed a report to his boss, Jan. She reads it, thanks him for his work, and makes a few small criticisms. Unfortunately, one of these comments touches a raw nerve with Michael, triggering feelings of frustration and inadvocacy. He storms out of the office, back into his feeling angry and discouraged. However, Michael chooses to pause before reacting further. He takes a few deep breaths, writes down why Jan's comment upset him, and examines the situation objectively. He reminds himself that Jan appreciated his overall work. Her feedback was meant to help him grow, not to tear him down. And he actually enjoyed working on this project, and deep down he knows he did well. So by reframing his perspective, Michael's anger dissipates. He calls Jan to apologize for storming out of her office and says that he will apply her suggestions to improve his report. Instead of being led by reactive, distorted thinking, Michael took his thoughts captive and transformed the situation through cognitive restructuring. So how does cognitive restructuring help? Cognitive restructuring is a powerful tool for recognizing negative thought patterns before they spiral, challenging irrational or exaggerated beliefs that fuel anxiety, frustration, or self-doubt. And it replaces unhelpful thoughts with truth-based, constructive thinking. It helps us break free from unhealthy mental cycles by aligning our thoughts with wisdom, truth, and clarity. So let's look at applying cognitive restructuring to reframe or renew our negative thoughts. By practicing cognitive restructuring, we take our thoughts captive, renew our minds, and align our thinking with wisdom, growth, and truth, rather than fear and distortion. It is a powerful tool for shifting negative thought patterns, and it involves 5 key steps that begin with emotional awareness and move towards identifying and reframing those deep-seated beliefs. So here are the 5 steps to restructure your thinking. First up is identify the trigger. Notice situations that activate negative thoughts or emotions, and use the life map activity to help. Then recognize and assess your emotions. Recognize how you're feeling in the moment using the feelings wheel and needs inventory. Then identify distorted thoughts. Identify limiting beliefs and examine whether they are exaggerated or untrue. And again, use the life map or the Iceberg Model and the ABCDE technique to assist you. And then challenge and reframe. Use the ABCDE technique to evaluate the evidence and replace negative thoughts with truth-based perspectives. And then 5th, affirm and reinforce. Shift to empowering, realistic beliefs and use your affirmations to strengthen your mindset. By practicing cognitive restructuring, you actively renew your mind, realigning your thinking with wisdom and truth.